All right. This is going to be a collection of my wrestling VHS tapes. Now, I'm not one of these people that bought every tape ever. No, I have specific tapes that were actually good. I don't have shit just to have them. Okay, I don't have no WCW 2000. No. So let's start right here. This is actually brand new. WWF, The Best of Raw, Volume 3, 2000. This is actually my favorite tape ever. Oh, the 2000, The Rock, the year of Triple H, McMahon Helmsley, the rise of Kurt Angle, Austin returns, Rikishi, I did it for The Rock. Jesus Christ. Jericho, the Radicals, WCW is getting their asses whooped. Pretty much dying this year. But also, this was also the year when Stephanie is head of creative. But let's not get into that. This is a great tape. This is my favorite wrestling tape ever. I give it 5 stars. Just came in. It's still in the packaging like it just came out. Love this tape. Alright, let's see what we have here. Now actually, a few years ago on the Observer Live, Wrestling Observer forum, I bought this guy's tape collection. He literally had like every Raw and SmackDown from 99. So I have like the year 99, 2000 on VHS tapes with the commercials. So I'll skip those, but I have basically those whole 2 years, every Raw and SmackDown. So let's see here. Alright, here we go. Once again, 2000. This might have been, is this 2000 or 01? 2000. Kurt Angle. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Kurt Angle. This is a good tape. I kind of was annoyed by it because he's kind of like in character the whole tape. These tapes were kind of like supposed to be like inside personality pieces, but he's kind of like in character the whole time. But it's a fine tape. All right, Kurt Angle. Let's see here. What we have here. Excuse me. Get a few more out here. Classic right here. Goldberg. Who's next? This is a great tape. Oh my God, just him destroying Chavo Guerrero, just destroying Jobber and Mid Carter. 1998, Goldberg, Who's Next? Love this one. Look at that picture. That beautiful U.S. title. 98 WCW. Love that year. Then we have Kevin Nash, The Outsider. This is a fine tape. It's Nash with his sarcasm and whatnot. It documents, when he came in 97 to like, I think this was like early 99. This tape is fine. So sometimes Kevin Nash's sarcasm is like, Classic, here we go. SummerSlam 98. Oh my goodness. This is a good show. The opening match with D'Lo and Val Venus was kind of too long. The Jeff Jarrett X-Pac match, But this is a classic era. I love when they had like the entrance was like the gates with the WWF logo on it. This is a good show. The Garden, right there. They had a horrible oddities match, I think, on here. Oh God. But I like SummerSlam '98. D'Lo Brown chest protect. Actually, the opening match was Val Venus and D'Lo Brown. Yeah. Okay, I might have said that wrong. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Now I said the WWF 2000 might have been my favorite tape, but this might be in the running as well. The greatest documentary, Beyond the Mat. Oh my goodness. I remember seeing the commercial for this. I remember seeing this. I believe I got this at a Kmart. And I love this documentary so much. This is 5 stars, 5 mics, A+, whatever you want to call it. This is great. I wish Barry Blaustein would have did a part 2. He did an interview saying that actually someone approached him to do a Vince McMahon documentary or a book or something, but he didn't want to because he had too much information on McMahon. Where is Barry Blaustein? What happened to him? Love Beyond the Mat. All right. Now, oh Lord, excuse that. Now this tape was alright to me. This is Best of Raw Volume 1. This is 1998. This tape is alright. I think Michael Cole hosts this. Jesus Christ. Bite my ass. This tape is alright. 98. I love to me, my favorite year, to me, the best year and my favorite year in wrestling is 1998. ECW on fire, WWF on fire, WCW, all three on fire. New Japan. I don't know what Mexico was doing, but wrestling was just on fire. I love Sable. Jim Cornette, he's a moron. I think Sable turned him down, so now he thinks she's a whore. The woman who turned you down, she's a whore, but Sonny isn't. Okay, but the big Val Boski, choppy choppy pee, I love that. Then we have Best of Raw Volume 2. I believe this is 99. This might have been like late 98, 99. I have to look this stuff up. But these kind of came out in the same, I think, very close proximity. This tape, once again, is alright. I think this one is hosted by Michael Cole too. Or maybe one of them was hosted by Kevin Kelly. But, the first two volumes is alright. Volume 3, that is excellent. Okay, make some room here. Oh, one of my favorite tapes, Sting Unmasked. Now, a lot of these tapes, I don't know if they're on the network or Peacock. Probably not, because they're lazy. But I love this tape. Oh, forgive me, it's a mess around here. Sting Unmasked. It shows you from the 80s to Crow Sting, Wolfpack Sting. I love this tape. These were great. Not all of them, but these were great. Ooh, another one. DDP, Feel the Bang. This one is, if you heard DDP's story, you've kind of heard it a million times. Basically, he tells his story, his rise, how he came up with the diamond cutter. Oh, that Kimberly. Get a shot of that. All right, DDP. One moment. Actually, the funny thing is, some of these tapes I have not watched yet, but I'll get into that later. This was a solid pay-per-view. The '98 Royal Rumble. Stone Cold Steve Austin. The iconic casket match where Shawn Michaels breaks his back allegedly. Kane burns Undertaker. Oh, what a beautiful ending, man. 98, man. I just love that year. 98. Man. Now, here we go with oh Lord. WrestleMania 4. WrestleMania 4. This was a long show. This had a lot of matches. This was the tournament for the WWF title. I think they should bring this concept back for a WrestleMania, especially 2 nights. It's actually perfect. A tournament for the world title for 2 nights. That's perfect. Perfect. You have the first round matches night 1, then the finals is night 2. It's perfect for the current WrestleMania format, but they won't do it. This show, I remember. I can't even remember this show. I did like that DiBiase. Oh man, DiBiase, man. DiBiase and Savage, but Hogan and Andre was like the rematch kinda, but I don't remember if this was a good show or not. I don't remember. All right, now this tape is all right here. It's all right. The NWO for Life WCW tape. This is all right. To me, they have like Mr. Perfect on here. To me, he didn't fit NWO. But everyone liked him, so that's probably why he was in the group. But this tape is all right. This tape, I was kind of expecting more a little bit, but whatever. But WWF Come Get Some. Now this is a tape all the marks won't like because it's actually women who actually look attractive, who actually have tans and bodies, who are actually wearing nothing. So all the marks won't like this. They want to see Johnny Gargano's abs. Terry Runnels. Good Lord, I might get this video flagged. Always loved Terry Runnels. I don't know how New Jack got that. This tape is all right. I think there's like a long section of Sable, which Sable. She helped grow me. She helped grow me chest hairs in '98. Sable. Always loved Sable. Fuck Cornette. All right. I have a million tapes, like I said, of '99, 2000, and some things from other years, but see here. Excuse the noise. This was an alright pay per view. This is Bash at the Beach '98. This is when this is literally like 6 days after Goldberg won the belt on Nitro. He faces Mr. Perfect in a mid card match. It was kind of weird, but I guess the show's already booked like that. But the main event of this is Hogan and the Worm, Dennis Rodman, versus Karl Malone and DDP. That match was way too long, like Jesus Christ. But this show had one of the greatest, funniest moments ever in history. Chavo Guerrero Chavo Guerrero faced Stevie Ray, and in the match, Chavo Guerrero offers a handshake to Stevie Ray, and Chavo taps out on a handshake. Oh my god, that is the funniest shit I've ever seen. They need to bring that back. Imagine WrestleMania ends, the match starts, and then someone does a handshake and taps out. Oh, that's a beautiful ending. The Giant, also the Giant, he killed Kevin Green. I never liked when they brought Kevin Green in, and the Giant just destroyed him, as he should. Man, get these fools out of my business. All right. This tape, I think this tape was all right. I gotta watch it again. This is back to WWF. Chris Jericho break the walls down. This tape is all right. Jericho had a tough time his first few years in WWF. I don't know if a lot of people know this. He had a tough time. Many reasons. That's a video to make, I guess. But this is all right. It shows him at a hockey game, like a celebrity hockey game, I believe, in Canada, I think, or New York or somewhere. I don't know. This tape is all right. Shows his debut and things like that. I like Jericho. I like Jericho in like '98 WCW. I like Jericho in '99. Love him in 2000. Early 2001, he kind of. I don't really like Jericho after 2001. I don't like Jericho after. I don't know, like Invasion era is when I kind of don't like Jericho no more. But this tape is all right. This tape is interesting. This is a fine. It's a fine tape. WWF Hardcore, and this is basically the history of hardcore matches in the WWF. I believe Taz hosts this one. This is a fine tape here. Basically, just the bloodiest, violent matches in WWF up to this point is chronicled here. This was 2001. It's a fine tape. So, here. Now this is a tape I like. This is a very interesting tape. Triple H in China. It's Our Time. And this is very funny to me because when this came out, it was around the time where they were about to do the Stephanie Triple H partnership. This is '99, I believe. This tape is interesting because it literally is chronicling Triple H right when he's getting his push in summer of '99. There's an interesting part of this tape where Chyna's in a gym. And Chyna. Oh, what? You talk about a beautiful plastic body. Chyna's in a gym wearing like tights or whatever, but all these like bodybuilders is around her. I don't know. You have to see it. But this is a good tape, and Triple H and Chyna have some very interesting quotes on this tape, and interesting quotes about the company and Triple H's push, and they say a few things about their relationship that kind of contradict themselves later on. You have to watch this tape to figure it out. But this is an interesting tape. All right, let's see what else we have here. Pardon me, going through the drawers. And I do have a DVD collection as well. I'll go through that at some point. Let's see here. I actually have some tapes of WWF house shows from 2002 and 1998 and 99. Actually, that might be... Oh, Lord, I have a giant thing of tapes here. All right, here we go. Now, the guy whose tape collection I said I bought, he did actually have pay-per-views from 99, 2000, but it's like on VHS tape, so it's not the case. But so like I have King of the Ring 99 and a couple things, but now this was an alright pay-per-view. This was The Rock Bottom in Your House. This is I believe this is December 98. Now, it's interesting, the cover It's The Rock giving the rock bottom to Road Dogg, but I don't know why, because he faced Mankind, I believe, on this show. The New Age Outlaws faced Bossman and Shamrock. This is an interesting card. I believe this was in Vancouver. I think this was the first and maybe last pay-per-view they did in Vancouver. I don't know. This had the Undertaker Stone Cold Buried Alive match. Love that match. This show is interesting. It's kind of a lot of the matches were kind of like not pay-per-view matches, like Job Squad and the Brood, Headbangers, Oddities, even like Jared and Goldust. Oh, Deborah. Oh, she used to wear nothing. I love Deborah. Damn. Austin was all on that ass in more ways than one. Rock Bottom's an alright show. They have like some long ass segments where Mankind and The Rock or something. Pardon the noise. Oh, this is a pay-per-view I enjoyed. This pay-per-view is when Jacqueline went topless. WWF Capital Carnage. Now this was... I'm trying to think. I believe this was around the time of Rock Bottom. I think this was like late 98. I enjoyed this show. I have not watched this tape in years. I love the main event, Austin versus Undertaker versus Mankind versus Kane. They had like something they did where like, I think Austin put Paul Bearer in a sewer hole or some shit, in a pothole on heat or something. I don't know. I have to watch this tape. I have not seen this in years. Jacqueline gets her top ripped off and you see everything. My goodness. Oh, I love this pay-per-view. You know what? I'm about to watch this. Yeah. It was interesting. They had The Rock versus X-Pac for the belt, WWF title. Interesting match. I remember wishing X-Pac would have won the belt back then at least once. Like even if he was like a one-day champion like Kane or 1 week. I really liked X-Pac in '98 when he had like the red attire, the red, silver, and black. In '99 he started wearing the green DX one. But 98 X-Pac. Love 98 X-Pac. This is also around the time when Shawn Michaels was the commissioner and they had an interesting little back and forth. Alright. Make a little room here. Now this was the part of the collection I bought. This guy recorded this. This is Over the Edge 99. Owen Hart's passing. Yes, this is the tape. Unedited. Raw. This tape actually has the Sunday Night Heat on USA before the pay-per-view and the pay-per-view. Also, you know, this is a whammy. This tape has the Sunday Night Heat, it has Over the Edge, and it has the Raw the next night, I believe, all on this one tape. Whew, good lord. I believe it's on this tape, and if the Owen Hart Raw is not on this tape, I do have the other tape of it. I have it. It's either on here or another tape, but I definitely have it. So that, man. But I don't know if I ever watched this pay-per-view though. I watched the Heat, and the Heat is some eerie shit is said on that one. But I don't know if I ever watched this full pay-per-view. To me, this is the pay-per-view that has the most forgotten Austin title win. He beats Undertaker to win the belt, I guess. But like, whenever I think of Austin, I never think of this pay-per-view, him winning the belt. It's like the forgotten title win to me, because it's overshadowed. But that's what that is. Also, King of the Ring 98, iconic. Austin and Kane, First Blood. Oh man, JR going crazy. Look at that. Mick Foley, Undertaker. Sable. The Russo era I love. This had Undertaker, Mankind, Hell in a Cell. Oh, I don't even have to go into that. Classic. This show might be the most iconic iconic pay-per-view besides a WrestleMania ever. The cage match, the Hell in a Cell and Austin Kane. Hell in a Cell, I don't really do the star ratings, but that Hell in a Cell with Mankind Undertaker is 5 stars, and Austin Kane is 4.5. That might have been on pay-per-view. That's probably the 2 strongest last 2 matches on any WWF pay-per-view ever, or maybe any pay-per-view ever. This one is No Mercy, the UK edition from '99. This is another tape. I don't remember. I do not remember. Oh, it's ripped. The main event is Austin, Undertaker, and Triple H for the belt. I do not remember this show. But it is from that classic era. Gilbert faces Tiger Ali Singh. Test faces Nicole Bass. Oh, that's Tori. Oh, God. I got to get my glasses checked. I thought it said Test. I was like, what the hell? Tori, Test versus Nicole Bass would have been more interesting. But, and Kane versus Midian. Jesus Christ. Was he naked Midian yet? Okay, now this is a fine pay-per-view. This is King of the Ring 2000. This is when Kurt Angle runs the table. This is the first time they had a 6-man tag, and whoever got the pin would win the world title. So this was Triple H, Vince and Shane versus Rock, Undertaker and Kane. This was an alright pay-per-view. To me, it's kind of weird that you put the world title up in a 6-man tag. But it had iconic moments when Undertaker chokeslammed Shane from the top rope to the announce table. Iconic. This also has the worst match ever. Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe in an evening gown match for the hardcore title. This was the most disgusting vomit. Turn the TV. This is the worst match in WWF history. This is the worst match in wrestling history I've ever seen. It was literally disgusting. It was a horrible match. But an alright pay-per-view. Forgive the noise. Back to these tapes. I have No Way Out 1998. It didn't come with the box. I think whoever I got this from, I don't know if they got it from Blockbuster and just, I don't know. But No Way Out 98, interesting show. This is when Shawn Michaels was in his diva mode, so he wasn't on the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view right before Austin, Michaels, and Tyson. Also, I have this is from the collection of the tapes I bought from the Observer Forum years ago. Fully Loaded 2000. I believe that was the triple main event in Dallas. Rock and Benoit. I believe that was the Rock and Benoit, and then it was Jericho, Triple H. And Jericho, Triple H, they had a tremendous angle where DX bloodied Jericho in the tremendous heavy angle that they don't do anymore in wrestling. WrestleMania 13. To me, this is a skippable show except for the Austin Brett match. The main event, Undertaker Sid. They say Sid crapped his pants during the tombstone. Okay. Earl Hebner said he could smell something. I don't know. WrestleMania 13. Colt Cabana's in the front row or some shit. Classic. Barely Legal. I know somebody was like, any ECW? Barely Legal. 97. The ECW's first pay-per-view. This is a classic show. I love this show. The heat in this building was tremendous. The tension, the eyes on the ring. This was a tremendous show. Terry Funk in the classic Old Man Don't Got It Anymore versus the young killer Raven, and he wins the belt. The literally when they were doing the show, the power almost the generator almost exploded right before they got off the air. This is probably most iconic show in ECW history. Most important. Tremendous show. Here we go. Now this is a pay-per-view that's I don't know, this is like a polarizing show. I really like this pay-per-view. The marks don't, but who cares about the marks? And that's Starrcade 1998. I really like this show. This show is cool to me. I love the ambiance. It was in DC. Crow Sting finally wrestles Hogan. The main event was, Bret Hart. Bret Hart ruined the main event. He botched forgive me, not Bret Hart. Nick Patrick, this moron, that slow ass hitch in his count. He ruined the main event, but he ruined it. But I like this show a lot. The giant chokeslamming Scott Hall. Nash faked a heart attack or something to not have to wrestle on this show. I don't know. I believe on this show it opens with Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko. To me, that match was and to me it was too long. I actually have a house show on one VHS tape, a house show of WCW in Seattle of '97, and Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko had a way better match on this house show, and that house show's crazy. That was the infamous house show where first of all, this is when WCW was on fire, killing WWF. This Seattle house show is infamous because first of all, it's packed. It was in the where did the Seahawks, not the Seahawks, the Supersonics play? Was it Key Arena? I think it was either Key Arena or the Kingdome or something. But it's infamous because it was packed and the fans was going so crazy. The fans literally broke the bleachers in the building. It was crazy. The Outsiders, I believe they came out to the Fugees, Ready or Not. I think that was what they did at this era. But Starrcade '98, I like this show. WrestleMania 7. This is a great WrestleMania. This show, when Hogan wins at the end, is like Hogan's the man. This is really the end of the Hogan era. You know, things kind of went down soon after this. I mean, it was still going. I really like WWF in '91, '92. It was very like cartoonish, but I like it. It was like, cartoonish in a good way. I really, for some reason, I really love WWF. I really love WWF in '91, '92. Then it dies to me. To me, it's like you go from like Hogan, Sid, Slaughter, all these characters to like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. Like, no. Mr. Perfect and Big Boss Man. Big Boss Man was always weird being a face to me. This had the best match on this show. Classic Warrior Savage. Savage, that iconic purple and white. The Warrior has on his tights. This means more than this, more than the belt. Oh my God, incredible! One of the greatest matches ever. The ending where Miss Elizabeth jumps the barricade and gets with Savage. Oh my God, they don't do storytelling like this no more, man. Rest both their souls. Now we get to. I have never watched this full pay-per-view. I've seen the main event. It's iconic. Once again, Ultimate Warrior, one of my favorites. WrestleMania 6. We're back in Toronto. I've never watched this whole show. Maybe I watched that or whatever. Wow, what a great show. Hogan Warrior, iconic match. Love the commentary on this. Was Boss Man a face on here too? Anyway, that's another monumental show in wrestling history. Which means I'm sure Meltzer hated it. Excuse the noise. Alright. Hope this video is not too long, but I don't give a damn if you think it is. Alright. Backlash 1999. Now, this was the first Backlash. This was the pay-per-view after WrestleMania 15. Now, this show WrestleMania 15 was Austin and Rock for the world title. That was an alright match. I actually have that on DVD. That'll be in my DVD video. But this is the rematch, Austin Rock a month later. This match of Austin and Rock was way better than WrestleMania 15. This Austin Rock match, once again, this whole star rating thing, but I'll give that like a 4.5. That match was tremendous. Rock and Austin. Now, interesting on this show, a dream match was like Undertaker and Ken Shamrock. This match was horrible. Oh my God. This match was like 20 minutes of Undertaker and Shamrock doing leg locks, headlocks. I mean, this was terrible. This was like a dream match, Shamrock and Undertaker. This should have been a brawl all throughout not throughout the building. That's too much. But this should have been a brawl. Shamrock should have been belly to bellying Undertaker on the barricade, on the announce table. Oh, choke slam. Oh my God. Somehow reversed the tombstone into an ankle lock. But no, this was horrible. Now, I think I might have heard a story over the years where Undertaker might have like sabotaged this match himself because he didn't like Shamrock or something. I remember something of that. Shamrock was not liked by certain circles, especially the DX one. But this pay-per-view is fine. The main event is great, but that Undertaker Shamrock match, what a disappointment. Oh. Now when I watched this show, at first I thought it was classic. And then I watched it again. I was like, this is trash. Then I watched it again. I was like, this show had like 2 good matches and the rest was garbage. And that is WrestleMania 10. Now, this match, I don't care what no one says, this show has the greatest opening match ever. Owen and Brett. They're the greatest opener ever. Incredible. Great match. But then you have like Savage and Crush in some like weird last man standing. Get back in the ring, last man. Then you have like Bam Bam Bigelow and Luna versus like Doink and Dink. But then you do have Luger and Lex, which is alright. And then you have Brett. What was it? Brett and Yokozuna in the main event, and then Brett wins the belt again. I don't. I only like Bret Hart in '97. I don't like him before '97. I don't like him after. Only '97 is the only time I like Bret Hart. WrestleMania 10. I give WrestleMania 10 a 3 out of 5. Now this is interesting. I have this tape, but it's like messed up, so I never watched it. I have to buy a new one or the DVD, but it costs so much goddamn money. And that is what's considered to be the greatest pay-per-view of all time, which is WrestleMania 17. I've never seen this entire show. Yes, I know. But I've never seen this entire show. I have seen the Undertaker Triple H match, which was great. It was funny that the referee was knocked out for like 30 minutes off of like one punch, but whatever. But maybe I can get this tape working better, or I have to buy a new one. But I've never seen this entire show. But I gotta see this, man. I can't believe I have never seen this entire show. Now this is a Royal Rumble I really like. The Marks hate this one, but who cares? And this is the Royal Rumble 99. Now, one of the cool moments in this show was, actually, I think I might have, I do have the heat, I think, before this. And I think Undertaker promises a sacrifice. And there's a point in the show where, like, Sable's in the ring, and then the lights go out, and then Undertaker's music hits, and it's that Ministry theme. Oh, my God, the pop he got. And then it's like, oh, my God, he's about to kill Sable. But which I'm sure Jim Cornette would like. But I really like this pay-per-view. This is when, like, the Royal Rumble, they're fighting in the crowd. They fight backstage. McMahon somehow wins. The Rock comes down. This is, oh, man, I love this. I really like this pay-per-view here. Also, this had the infamous, I mentioned Beyond the Mat. This had and Beyond the Mat was in the building for this one. They got The Rock's interview backstage, rehearsing with Ed Ferrara. The infamous Mick Foley, like 8 billion chair shots, I Quit match with The Rock. Infamous match. Mick Foley, one of the stupidest. I'm sorry. Mick Foley, the stupidest wrestler ever. All right, and now this is a pay per view that this is a fine pay per view. It's all right. You know, this is all right pay per view, and that's WrestleMania 8, 1992. I love the ending where Warrior returns. There's some controversy about Papa Shango was late and Hogan kicked out of Sid's move, but he wasn't supposed to. But the highlight of this show is Ultimate Warrior comes in. Also, I believe this was the Bret Piper Intercontinental title when Bret got color and he wasn't supposed to. That was a good match. Piper don't like to put no one over. So I never liked the ending because it's like you have to do this. Piper falls and technically the shoulders are down, so Bret wins. It's like Piper could never put no one over. He just never could. Oh, but he'll say he loves Bret. This is my favorite pay-per-view ever. To me, this is the most fun pay-per-view of all time, and that's Survivor Series 98. Once again, WWF title tournament. Russo, I believe this is Russo's favorite show. He loved the storyline of The Rock. That's his favorite storyline he ever did, was The Rock turning and joining McMahon. Russo, I believe he did say that he did write this show based on WrestleMania 4's title tournament because they brought it back. I love this show. This show is so fun. It's short matches, which the Marks aren't going to like. Can't have 2-minute matches. Can't have The Rock win in 4 seconds. We can't have short matches. We can't rate our star rating scale. It blows up if the match is not 20 minutes. I love this show. Undertaker and Kane killing each other. Austin and Boss Man, the Rocket, the Nightstick. Oh, I mean, I love this show. Now the ending of the show, they had like a long like Rock and McMahon's interview. It was kind of too long, but and JR's commentary when Dwayne Gill came out, he's been on the canvas more than Rembrandt. That is the greatest line JR ever said. He's been on the canvas more than Rembrandt. Come on, King. Oh man, JR and the King, man. I love them in this period, man. Now, this pay per view was alright to me. This is an infamous pay per view. Once again, we go back to ECW. Anarchy Rules 99. This is the infamous Taz loses the world title in the middle of the show. Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka. The main event, which was kind of awkward to me. I don't know. I never watched the build up to the show. I will get to that. Like watching the ECWs leading up to it, but the main event is Van Dam and Balls Mahoney. Okay, you know Van Dam's gonna win, but the match went like 35 minutes of Van Dam just doing all his shit. But this is a fine pay-per-view. It's in Chicago. The heat in the building was tremendous. This is one of Dave Meltzer's favorite ECW shows, actually. This show here was Survivor Series 2000. Now, this was, I believe this was this Tampa, Florida? This was somewhere in Florida. This is the Steve Austin, Triple H, and I hated the ending, which was Triple H gets dropped from a car 40 feet in the air, but then he's back on Raw like a month later. Like, I hated that ending. Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Kurt Angle had to like weasel his way to a win by having his brother dress up as him. Jericho and Kane had a horrible match. Chris Jericho is one of the worst pay-per-view wrestlers ever. He had a botch fest with Kane on this show, and it was all his fault. This pay-per-view was I'm trying to think. This show also did feature a mini DX reunion. Billy Gunn, China, Road Dogg, and K-Quick, R-Truth. It was a mini DX reunion versus the Radicals, but and then oh my god, you know what? This show was, maybe this was not a good show. William Regal and Hardcore Holly. Why is this on pay-per-view? Ivory and Lita. Now, I believe this is the match where Lita did a moonsault and she like destroyed Ivory's face. Like, this was a night of botches. Rikishi beats the shit out of The Rock. Why? You know what? This was not a good pay-per-view. This is a 2 out of 5. This is a 2.5 out of 5. This is not a good pay-per-view. Sometimes a classic era can't save everything. This show. This is another one I don't remember. Actually, no, I do remember this, watching this. This was Insurrection. I believe this was 2000. The main event was The Rock versus Triple H versus Shane in a triple threat for the world title. They had a amusing arm wrestling contest with Terry Reynolds, who I love, and the Cat, and them old saggy broads, Mae Young and Moolah's there. This show was... I never liked when they did these overseas shows. It was basically like a house show with cameras. But nothing special here. Now, that was nothing special, but this is one of, if not the most important events in wrestling history. The greatest extravaganza of all time. WrestleMania 14. Tyson, Austin, Michaels, by God. Classic show, 5-star show. This is a incredible WrestleMania. Undertaker and Kane, I loved it. Austin wins the belt. Forget the match. It was about Austin winning. Tyson didn't realize he needs to take off the DX shirt and put Austin shirt on, but whatever. Triple H and Owen Hart. Interesting. Rock and Shamrock. New Age Outlaws and Cactus and Terry Funk. I believe Sable power bombs. Did she powerbomb Mark Merrill on this one? Was it or Goldust? One of them. Love this show. The Road Warriors LOD. They return with Sonny for the Battle Royal. Classic, iconic show. Monumental show. Then we head to 2000. Now this was a good show. Another iconic. No Way Out 2000. Triple H and Cactus in the Hell in a Cell. Oh my goodness, just iconic. When they're on top of the cell and they light the 2x4 on fire. When Cactus runs and then he gets backdropped the cage breaks and the hole in the ring. Oh, JR is saying, "No, Cactus, no, no, damn it, kick out, damn it, kick out, damn it," and then the farewell when Cactus turns around and raises one arm to the crowd. This show also was Billy Gunn. I believe the SmackDown before the show, he tore his rotator, I believe. Or it was either on SmackDown going through a table with the Dudleys. But this actually basically is the show that killed the New Age Outlaws. Because Billy Gunn got hurt and he was out forever. So this killed the Outlaws. Which to me, I don't care what no one says. The best tag team ever in WWF is New Age Outlaws. Most over, charisma, merchandise. They helped change wrestling as a part of DX. They're the best WWF tag team ever to me. I don't care about moves and all this and other nonsense. Big Show and The Rock. I like this match. Shane screws The Rock on the people's elbow. The Rock is one of the greatest bumpers ever. Him, Van Damme, and Canyon. And Ziggler, well, young Ziggler, not now. And Mr. Perfect. Those are the best bumpers ever. I always hated Shawn Michaels selling. This is a good pay-per-view. This is Kane gets his revenge on X-Pac. This was before this is when Kane returned, when they had the 10-man tag, the Radicals and DX versus Too Cool, Rock, and Mick Foley. That was a tremendous Raw. Oh my God. And then this pay-per-view, you talk about a disappointment. WrestleMania 2000 the next month. This show was so lackluster. The crowd was dead. First of all, I never understood, why did they go to Anaheim? Why Anaheim? This show was dead. Though the crowd was dead, this show had like 2 good matches, which is the TLC, Edge, Christian, Dudley's, Hardy's, and then the other good match was Angle versus Benoit versus Jericho. They put the Intercontinental and European belts up. But this show, man, was so disappointing. WrestleMania 2000. This was this WrestleMania actually, I forget if it was all the cable systems, but WWF had a deal where they were running like a 24-hour countdown. Like they had like an all-day WWF countdown to this show with video packages and stuff with Triple H. They had a Triple H interview where he buried the Warrior for WrestleMania 12. I believe this show had like a book you could buy. It had like a disc of like the best WrestleMania moments leading up to this. They put a lot into this show. You know, they had the video game in '99 WrestleMania. No, they had the video game WrestleMania 2000, which came out in '99. Like this was a big deal. This was, good Lord, forgive the noise. All right, Jesus Christ. They had the this was gonna be, you know, the McMahon in every corner, the McMahon WrestleMania. Just disappointing. Mick Foley retires, and he comes back and then loses, and just very disappointing show here. All right. In my last few tapes, I have so many. I have the movie Ready to Rumble. I love this film. I don't care what no one says. This is a great movie. It's a comedy. The Marks, it's a comedy film. Like, Jesus Christ, the Marks is watching the scenes doing star ratings. SummerSlam 99. I really like this show. This was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Jesse the Body. Now, this show is interesting because this is when Russo was burnt out. So literally, the build up to this show, every week on Raw, they changed the main event. One week it was Triple H in Austin. Then the next week it was Triple H in China. Then it was Mankind in Austin. Then they changed the main event 1,000 times. Russo was getting burnt out. But I like this show a lot. They had a good tag team turmoil match. I love the Bossman Al Snow match. They fought into the streets and stuff. I think they fought into like a restaurant. Test and Shane was a great match, fighting over Stephanie. The Jeff Jarrett D'Lo, where like Mark Henry comes in and screws D'Lo Brown. I can't stand Jeff Jarrett. I like Undertaker Big Show as a tag team. That was a frightening team versus Kane and X-Pac, another good team. I like this pay-per-view. The Rock and Billy Gunn, the Kiss My Ass match. Lord. To me, this is the best Royal Rumble, or at least top 2 Royal Rumbles ever, and that's Royal Rumble 01 in New Orleans. This Royal Rumble match was so interesting. They had Rock was in it, Austin was in it. This is just tremendous Royal Rumble. Kane, in this Royal Rumble, this was the Royal Rumble a lot of times is the only time a lot of the mid carders will ever get in there with main eventers, and this was a time when, in this match, if you watch the Royal Rumble match on this, Bradshaw was beating the shit out of The Rock. He clotheslined the fuck out of The Rock. Like Hardcore Holly, like certain mid cards, it was like, this is the one time you're gonna be in there with Rock, and they were nailing him. Bradshaw knocked the shit out of The Rock. I don't like this pay-per-view. This is another one of them overseas house shows, basically. Rebellion 02. I did not like this. This is the Brock Lesnar era. He faces Edge for the world title. First of all, it's a handicap match. Lesnar and Heyman are wrestling against Edge. Why would you want to see that? This is a passable show. I did not like it. Then we have the second best wrestling documentary ever. Actually, I gotta put the Austin A&E one. That's up there too. That might be the best one. But Beyond the Mat had more. The three best ones is Beyond the Mat, this, which I'm about to show you, and the Austin A&E one. And that is, of course, Hitman Hart, Wrestling with Shadows. Oh, I know people watching is like, oh, yes. This is a fascinating, like it says, unprecedented look behind the scenes of the WWF. This is a great documentary. Just a perfect time. Like, everything came together perfectly on this. This 5 stars. This, if you are a wrestling fan, you have to see this. You have to. It's essential. Alright, now we move on. Now, this pay-per-view was kind of like a disappointment as well. This is Backlash 2001. This is the overly dominant push of Triple H and Stone Cold as a heel tag team. I never liked Austin as a heel in 01. I hated them as a tag team. There's a such thing as too dominant. You knew they were not going to ever lose. This was the show where Shane jumps off the stage, he jumps like 40 feet off the stage, the screen, whatever. The best match on this show was the Raven Rhino match. That's one of the best hardcore matches ever. I love Raven. Anyone who knows me, my favorite wrestler of all time is Raven. Highly underrated. Love Raven, but this show is disappointing. It's from Chicago. I believe Jerry Lynn won the Cruiserweight title on Heat before this show. And this is right before the invasion. This show is... Now, this next show, this is an alright show. And that is No Mercy 2000. This is Austin Returns, which it promotes on the box. Austin returns to the ring to face Rikishi. And they fight in a parking lot. He tries to commit a homicide. Rock and Kurt Angle with Stephanie there. Kurt Angle, this is his first world title win. Benoit and Triple H, interesting match. Jericho and X-Pac, once again, Jericho is the worst pay-per-view wrestler ever. This was a cage match, disappointing. Him and X-Pac did have some heat. They did have some heat around this time, especially the next year. That's a story for my channel. This pay-per-view is We stay in 2000. The month before, actually, this pay-per-view was... This was an alright pay-per-view. This is Unforgiven 2000. This is the Fatal 4-Way. Rock, Undertaker, Kane, Benoit, where Benoit wins the belt, but I guess he doesn't, and The Rock gets it. The Triple H, Kurt Angle, Stephanie Love Triangle. Oh, that's the video for another day. I didn't really like the cage match with Hardys and Edge and Christian. It's alright. Lawler faces Taz, and this is when Raven debuts. My man Raven, the crowd, the reaction Raven got, the whole building stood up when Raven jumped in the ring. It was incredible. You have to see the visual. And to end this long ass video, this is a interesting pay-per-view. It kind of took everything. The main event kind of took everything else from the card, because everything else was mid-card matches. But Unforgiven 99, the 6-pack challenge. Austin, I believe, was Austin the referee in this one? Yeah. Oh, he was the special enforcer. This is when Triple H has the world title, but everyone hates him. I like the main event. The rest of the card is like just a bunch of mid card matches. So, but you know, and then my last three tapes as far as pay per views, I have like a million tapes, but it's like VHS tapes are just the Raws over the years. It's no cover art or anything. It's just tape from USA and UPN SmackDown. This pay per view was the main event. Is one of the worst main events ever, and that's Armageddon '99. This one, the cat is topless. Those small ninnies. Anyway, but the main event is horrible. It's Triple H and McMahon in a no holds barred, and this is when Stephanie turns heel and joins Triple H. So that angle was tremendous, but the match was horrible. Even like 30 minutes. Why would McMahon put himself in that position? Then this pay per view was okay. Sold out 99. Scott Hall Goldberg in a ladder match for a taser. That match was very good. The rest of the show was long and boring as hell. Long and boring as hell. Jesus Christ. WCW had some horrible pay-per-view cards. They had some horrible pay-per-view cards. Oh, God. Forgive me. And my last tape is probably the best Royal Rumble ever, and that's Royal Rumble 2000 from the Garden. This is an iconic show. When Triple H and Cactus Street fight, when Triple H has the thumbnails in his boots, pedigrees him. Unfortunately, Mae Young's chest shows, but you get to see Terry Runnels. I love that Terry Runnels. Back then, she been fell off. The Royal Rumble match, The Rock wins. Big Show, great. That controversial finish led to No Way Out in WrestleMania. The great Hardys Dudleys match, the Jeff Hardy Swanton in the crowd, in the aisle. I love this show. I love the entrances. The pyro going off in the middle of I love the Garden shows back then because the entranceway would be like in the middle of the crowd, facing the hard camera. So that's my VHS collection. I will do a DVD one, and that's pretty much it. Like, share, comment, subscribe.